But comrades, we continue with the show. And I bring to you now, former General Secretary of the PMP, former MP in Clarendon and Manchester, and I say the next Member of Parliament for Manchester Southern, welcome Peter Mercant Bunting.
Today, just go this way. Father God, they're fighting so hard. I look at things that they know go on. I look at things that put me trust in the Lord. Them want me for dead and not them all like that. No make them move your work and them get no reward. No make them get no reward. No make them move your work and them get no reward.
Comrade Chairman, Comrade Leader, comrades at the head table, and my colleague, my friend, the man of the evening, comrade the hour, comrade the man, Comrade Norman Scott. Respect. Workers, warriors of Southeast St. Elizabeth and visiting constituencies, greetings from South Manchester. Comrades, we're in strange times in Jamaica. We're living in strange times. Strange times because interesting behavior is rewarded. So for example, if you're a police officer and you have ambition and you want to turn a senior superintendent of police, you think those who out there a face down bad man, the dog-hearted gunman, the man criminal, they would be rewarded with promotion. You think it's those who are investigating crime, putting tight cases together and putting criminals behind bars would be rewarded. But it seems the fastest way to turn SSP is to work with a friendly media host for a few years, get transferred to the JCF, and you catapulted from district constable to senior superintendent in a couple of years. I read a media story recently. Colonel Jr. said that 82% of houses damaged in hurricane burial, 82% of the owners have received assistance. Now I had to pick up my phone. I called Councillor Bryce of Newport. I called Councillor Robinson of Alligator Pond. I called Councillor Leighton Smith of Southeast. I called Miranda from Southwest. Manchester, South Manchester and South St. Elizabeth were probably the hardest hit constituencies, and out of the four of them, only one could recognize a handful of people who had received assistance. Comrade Leader, sure, today when you toured, there were still many houses without roof. Yet, 4 out of 5 supposedly have received assistance. But we struggle to identify anyone. My question is it the needy who are receiving these assistance payments, or is it the greedy who are receiving the assistance payments? Comrade TJ told me a story a few months ago. And he was Christian youth, or aspiring anyway. He said a certain minister, Comrade Miranda, a certain minister came trying to get upon to give out checks to fishermen who, when storm did blow some time back, lose them fishing pods. Yet him said the first two people who get checked don't even have boat to go and see. Them green though, them green. But them don't even own a boat, them don't even have a boat to go and see. So these are the times we are living in, where the people who are getting the rewards are not the people who deserve it. So for example, I want to turn to the outgoing Minister of Finance. Some say bright. Well, they're bright enough to jump off the sinking ship that is the Jamaica Labour Party. Some say bright. But when he got the report from the Financial Services Commission warning about impending catastrophe at SSL, Stocks and Securities, he filed it in his cabinet without reading it. That's not very bright. However, what it did was delay action on SSL that could have saved a lot of money. It could have saved maybe some of UCA money. Some of the other hundreds of depositors that we learned today in a media article, they only get cents on the dollar. However, the delay did allow Andrew to take out his money out of SSL before it crashed. And I'm not saying that it was deliberate, but it was a happy coincidence for Andrew. Happy coincidence for Andrew. The other, I tell you, Jamaica is a strange place. The financial sector adjustment and the fallout occurred 3 decades ago in the 90s. But if you follow some administration-friendly journalists, they want to make it the story of today. That seems strange. Why is that? Well, I'm going to suggest why that is. Because they prefer to talk about that as a distraction, so you don't talk about the 28 accounts with the nearly 500 million going through those accounts over the course of a couple of years. They don't want you to talk about the millions of dollars in cash deposited to the Prime Minister's personal account from unknown depositors. And I am quoting from the Integrity Commission report. So if you think you can frighten me with any threat of spraying writs, me no afraid of no man, no girl, no lawyer. They don't want us to talk about the Prime Minister bringing a suit. Bring a suit to declare the Integrity Commission Act unconstitutional when his administration was the one who passed it through Parliament. When his administration was the ones who appointed the commissioners who oversaw the preparation and issuing of this damning report on the Prime Minister. You tell me, anybody who read that report, shame. Any well-thinking person must shame. But we are trying to distract from that whole thing, sir. But we have now why Nigel decided to cut. Nigel, the man who justified giving himself a 200% salary increase because it would retain the best and the brightest in politics. Yet him a cut. I guess he's not the best or the brightest. But he's leaving at a time when the World Bank says Jamaica's economy is going to grow at half the rate of the rest of the Caribbean. And that's after excluding Guyana, which we know is growing fast. He's leaving at a time when the economy has been in decline 8 or 9 consecutive quarters. The BOJ says it's going to shrink in the quarter that just ended September, and we might be in recession by the end of the year. He's leaving at a time when tourist arrivals are down, when past due loans in the banking sector are the highest they have been in 7 years. He's leaving at a time with a legacy of having bullied public sector workers to accept 20% and then turn around and give himself a 200% increase. He's leaving at a time when many schools in South Manchester, and I dare say South St. Elizabeth and St. Elizabeth generally, are still in states of disrepair and cannot be completed. He's leaving at a time when in this region the maternal mortality rate in hospital is 10 times in 2022 compared to what it was in 2017. That's 10 times as many mothers and children die in the process of childbirth, pregnancy and childbirth. Yet at the same time, we are rewarding Megamart by spending over 1.5 billion to rent and fix up an empty space since 2019. Comrade, we are living in strange times. What is being rewarded is corruption. What is being rewarded are the cronies and cumbellers of the Jamaica Labour Party. But do not worry, as time soon come. Time soon come when we will put Mark Holding in Jamaica House. Time soon come when we will put Norman Scott in Garden House. Time soon come when the people of St. Elizabeth, Manchester and all over Jamaica will be liberated from this corrupt, uncaring government. One love, one heart. Comrade Peter Bunting, why you know say Comrade Bunting have a lot on his chest for September when you want to get off and chest not true. Big up Comrade Bunting one more time. So we move right along to the